Hi, I'm Ray.
And I'm Veronica.
And welcome to the Chick Lit Book Club podcast,
where we read a romance novel and then we talk about it. Today we're talking about His Majesty's Hidden Heir by Lucy Monroe.
Lucy!
We love Lucy.
We do. Mm-hmm.
We do. We really, she's such a sweet person.
One of the nicest people on the planet.
Yes, like that's factual. Yeah.
I mean, when I refer to Lucy Monroe, I say the nicest person on the planet.
Yeah.
Parentheses. Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Nicest person on the planet. Mm-hmm. We adore you, Lucy.
We do.
Yeah, so we're excited. This is the second in the...
Yes.
So what is the name of the actual series? Because I have it up here somewhere. Princess Boy Royal Decree.
Oh, yes.
So if you guys remember, we covered Queen by Royal Appointment a few months back.
Yeah, it's episode 11 and a half. We'll link to it in the show description.
So that was the king. Now we are dealing with
King Nikolai.
King Nikolai, and now we're dealing with his brother Constantine. So wow. My dear, how are you?
Just dandy.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
Do you want to do bright spots first, or do you want to pull a card first?
Whatever you'd like to do, my dear.
Okay, let's do bright spots. First of all,
wonderful.
Ray.
Yes.
Tell me something good.
Let's see. I think this is the week where I got to see a whole bunch of people that I haven't seen in a while. I mean, I see you, but it's been weird because I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, so it's like real weird.
Yeah, I know. We took a week off. It was very bizarre last Saturday to not see your face.
Right? But then I spent time with upcoming guest Charlotte.
Yes.
And then I had dinner with another very close friend last night. So it's been a time, and I've enjoyed this week.
Awesome.
I had to do something because there's no more fucking Ted Lasso until next year.
I know. People are very upset.
I'm
not to the end of season 2 yet, so like I'm not there yet, but I'm sure I will be.
Oh, I woke up yesterday morning going, there's nothing to make me happy at 3 o'clock in the morning like the weekend before. But anyhow, yes. So those were the fun things. I mean, it's getting close to spooky season. So,
well, I would say it is spooky season.
You're right. You're in spooky season. I should say it's like the penultimate of spooky season.
We're almost there, but we are
almost there.
Firmly into spooky season.
True story. True story. My dear.
Yes.
Tell me something good.
Girl, you know exactly what
I know what it is. I'm so excited. I'm excited for you.
Sorry. So a couple weeks ago, actually the day that my bright spot was working out with my neighbor in the driveway, at the end of that, they foster dogs from a rescue in the city. And someone came by to drop off a couple new puppies that they had just gotten this litter from this house that there's a dog there who has had I think this is their 4th litter that they've rescued from this house. The dog's getting old. So they took this litter and one of the volunteers brought 2 of the puppies over here. I've seen every single foster. They fostered 20 dogs, literally 20 dogs in the time that they have been fostering, which is probably a good 3-4 years now they've been doing this.
God's people right there doing God's work.
Oh yeah, I mean they're great dog owners. They're very kind and sweet and caring.
They have 2 of their own?
They have 2 of their own. One of them was, I think, a foster to adopt situation. I think they got the rescue through this rescue. So I don't know what happened, but my daughter and I were out there because we had just finished working out a few minutes prior. The lady pulled up. My neighbor's husband was still inside the house, dealing with their own dogs. And the lady was there holding 2 puppies. So, my neighbor took one of them, and I was like, oh, do you want, a second pair of hands? I can take the other one. When my other neighbor comes out, he can take the other one. So I go over and I just take the puppy or whatever. And I just sat down in the grass because I was holding the puppy and my kid wanted to pet her and whatever. And I looked down at this puppy and I was like, Okay, she's mine though. She's mine now. Like, I'm gonna keep her if you guys are okay with that. And then, of course, my kid wanted to hold her, so I put her in her lap. And then my kid picked her up from, like, the front, like, picked up her, you know, like, underneath her front legs or whatever.
Yeah.
Picked her up so that, like, her belly was all exposed. And I was expecting the dog to, like, squirm and wiggle and, like, try and get out of that because this is a new person and it's a kid, you know? And this puppy is 5-6 weeks old. They're very, very young. And this dog was just, like, so fucking chill. Just no reaction, just staring, like, head kind of, like, lolling a little, like, not even, no cares in the world.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, if this dog is, like, willing to deal with that, because I've got a toddler, like, this is how it's going to be for a while. If she's willing to deal with that, and I love this dog already, and all I did was, like, look at her adorable fucking face, I sent my kid to go get my husband. And my husband came over and was like, are you fucking with me right now? Like, you want
Mr.
a dog?
Veronica.
Mr. Veronica. I mean, anyway.
For me, yeah.
We did a test run with the dog last week. We brought her over here for maybe 2-3 hours and, like, just hung out with her and played with her and stuff like that. And decided that we really did want to adopt her. So Wednesday, she came to live with us.
Yay!
For real. It's technically still a fostering situation because she's not spayed yet, but they're not, like, offering her to anyone else. She's ours. So it won't be official until she's spayed, but she's ours. She's very cute. She's ridiculously patient.
You're ours because we've ripped out your uterus. So you can literally
That's
have
not some, like,
balls.
doggy Handmaid's Tale bullshit. Like,
Yeah, right.
That sounds so creepy.
We've taken your balls. You are mine now.
You are mine now.
Well, it's like marriage.
Oh, wow.
Kidding. I know, that was a whole...
Wow.
I know, that was such a, like, a boys, club bullshit
like
joke.
the
I was
ball
waiting.
and chain. Like,
Yep. She's got her ball. She's got your balls in a jar under the bed. Burr, burr, burr. Oh, fuck off.
ridiculous.
Sorry, I even hated myself for saying that. I'll see myself out.
It's going to be a boring hour. Let me tell you. Just me.
Yeah, well, Luna's sleeping in the bed. You can just
I'll talk to
croon
Luna.
her.
I have a feeling she is not going to have a lot to say.
No.
At any rate, our dog's name is Winnie.
Yay.
Short for Winifred from Hocus Pocus. Because this entire litter has Halloween names. Because they got them during spooky season. So there was an Elphaba. There is a Jason, as in Voorhees. And her name was actually Glinda. So we kept that as her middle name. So her name is Winnie G.
Winnie G. Nice.
Yep. She is hysterical. And seriously,
adorable.
just like, she is very, very cute and just, God, the most patient dog. So I think she's really perfect for, like, our family. She's a good fit for us.
Yeah.
Anyway, my bright spot, that goddamn puppy. She's currently asleep in her crate because I cannot trust her to not pee all over my house.
Do you remember when Bucky was my bright spot?
I do.
Can I take that back?
No,
Kidding.
you
I'm
cannot.
kidding. I'm kidding. Tonight was a rough night. Speaking of dogs, it was rough. Get it? Rough night.
Rough.
Oh, again, I will see myself out.
I understand. The day we got her was rough. She peed, like, I swear to God, I resolved 8 different spots on my carpet. I don't know, like, is her bladder just the size of my thumbnail?
They're like, yeah.
It's just super tiny.
Yeah. Like, I was not kidding when I said, like, when I got both Luna and Bucky, like, I'd set my alarm for, like, 3 in the morning. And so we go right before I went to bed, and they got up at 3, and it was like having a baby.
Yup.
Yup.
Except that you put a diaper on a baby.
Well, yeah.
So at least there's that.
There is that. There is that. I mean, you could possibly put a diaper on.
I mean, I guess I could. I do feel like she would just gnaw it off, though. I don't think she would accept that.
That poor thing, you put a diaper on her, one of those cones of shame, and you end up having to put the diaper on with, like, duct tape because it's so big.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, there's cat diapers. That thing would fit. She'd probably fit in a cat diaper.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, she's small. I've not weighed her, but, like, girlfriend is small.
She's not going to be. She's going to be a large dog.
Yeah. Oh, I know. She's
Yeah.
only, like, 8 weeks old right now.
I know.
but she's a lab chow boxer mix, so she's not going to be small. But the mom is not giant. And because they've had 3 litters prior, they have like an idea. Again, we don't know who like daddy dog is, so that's a misnomer. But
it's my performer name. That's what they call it in high school.
So we don't know the whole story, but based on the previous 3 litters, she'll be about 50 pounds. That's what they think. And this is the smallest, like the litter, there were like 7 of them, I think, 6 or 7. But size-wise, these puppies are the smallest. Because, again, she's getting old. They've asked, the rescue was like, we will pay for you to spay this animal. Like, we will give us the name of a vet. We will pay for it. Please just do it. Because this dog is not going to continue to survive having more litters. And then she will not survive, and neither will the puppies. So, because there will be no one to take care of them.
Well.
So anyway, sorry, that was a little bit of a downer. But the woman did agree to get the dog spayed. So hopefully, like, this cycle will stop. But yeah, they think about 50 pounds. She'll probably be like 80 by the time all is said and done. She'll be 80 fucking pounds. I'm hoping
Everyone
to
just
at some
listen
point.
to Bob Barker, man. He told us all to spay
and neuter your pets, man. I mean, I know it's not free. Like, I totally get that, but you gotta. I'm glad that we rescued her. You know, there's so many pets. So
many pets.
So many pets. Anywho.
Okay.
Should we draw a card?
Let's do that.
Let's draw a card. For those who have yet to have the pleasure of experiencing this game, Ray bought an item from Adam and Eve, sponsor us, and they sent her a free gift, which unfortunately was not like the item she bought, but it is a card game, basically, with a year of sexual positions.
Yep, the Kama Sutra. I believe that's what we figured out. It is the Kama Sutra.
Yeah. So every time we do an episode, we like to draw a card, and then we try and figure out what romance novel has that sexual position. So if you know of one, please let us know. Either email us at chicklipbookclubpodcast@gmail.com or hit us up on any social media, preferably like Twitter, TikTok, or Instagram. Let us know if you know, but we will try and think of one.
I think we've got, 2 out of 3? I think we have
I think so. I think there's only one that we couldn't figure out.
Yeah. Well, actually, we didn't figure out the one. Speaking of, did Miss Lucy Monroe figure one out for us?
Oh, that's right. She said that it's in one of hers, and we just have to find it. She couldn't remember which book it was in.
Yeah, 2 out of 3. Yeah, so we would have some. Yes. So we have to find it. It's like an Easter egg.
Yep. So all we have to do is blow through Lucy Monroe's catalog, and we will eventually find it.
Yes.
She's like, I couldn't remember which one. She's written a ton of books. So
I know, she's very prolific.
Yeah, she's got a lot out there, you guys.
She does. Okay, so I'm gonna pick one. Right, you can see what I'm doing. One from right from the middle.
Love it.
Right. Okay.
Super excited.
Yeah, I love you, Adam and Eves, but why? Adam and Eves.
Adam and Eves.
You, Adam and Eves. Well, why would you send?
It's a menage a trois situation now.
Menagerie.
Multiple Eves.
Yeah. we used to like going out to see Christmas decorations.
Oh yeah.
There would always be, we'd say, look at that menagerie. But I got to the point where I was like, look at that menage a trois in their front yard. My parents
almost spit wine everywhere.
My mom found it funny. My father did not. I found
lame.
It hysterical. I know. Come on.
Hysterical.
Come on. I don't know how this. Okay.
Show it to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's just like sex, like regular missionary, sort of.
Oh. Okay. Well, how is that different, though?
Okay. Well, it seems. Oh. Okay. I see. Okay. Yeah. Tightened. I'm sure there's one to be one we could probably think of. Okay. Tightened embrace. This is a 3 out of 5. Either we've talked about this. Either difficulty or hotness.
Difficulty. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess you have to stick your thumb in his butt. I guess that's the difficulty part. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Oh. I mean, I'm just guessing as to why
this escalated quickly.
It did. It's called a tight embrace. The technique. Did I say it's position? Yeah. Okay. Technique. A very intimate position. Okay. I mean, you are having sex, so.
You are having sex. But they are facing each other. I mean,
they're real facing each other. I mean,
real close.
It's really funny because I want to be like, I've seen a lot of porn that hit. I mean, I've seen a lot of porn. Period. He thrust with his legs between hers. For deeper penetration, she should wrap her feet around his waist. I mean, that's like.
Again.
But like, yeah, but if you see on. I think I ended up drawing on all these pictures or all these cards. I did last week too.
Yes, you drew a floor, I believe.
I drew a floor. So I'm gonna draw some arrows to where I think the difference is the regular sex.
Thank God our dogs can't talk. Imagine the things that they would say at the doggy park to each other.
So look at here. I think this is the issue, but not the issue. This is the difference is because her legs are curved around his at the bottom, so it's like
they're not like at the top. Okay.
No, I mean, and then their faces are real close together.
Yeah, they're like really pressed together. There's really no space between them.
I mean, I guess if you did it this way, then they're fucking against a wall. Right. But I could draw a wall there too. There, there's the wall.
All right.
I mean, I can make the case that a large number of romance novels features this. So.
Right. Because, like, it's so close to missionary that, like, I mean, it is. I guess missionary.
The other thing is, if when you see this in real life, is that a lot of times his arms are up here by the head.
Wait, okay, I can't see where they are. Show me closer. Oh, okay. All right.
It just doesn't look very comfortable.
It doesn't. Also, that's like, so his arms are like down further than I think they would be. That is a difficult push-up to hold.
Like, he's going to go into, like, he's doing, he's going to Cobra. He's doing Cobra.
It is a little bit like Cobra. Yes, basically. He's in Cobra.
Yeah, Cobra Kai.
All right. Well, I mean, I would argue that it's not that different. So, like, I would argue most romance novels probably have that.
Well, thanks, Adam and Eve, for ruining that one. Fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. We love you. I'd like, you know what? Another one, we will sponsor us. If there's another one that we have that's kind of like Boo, is we just look up their Instagram and read one of their ads, because those are the best.
Oh my God. Yeah, that
oh my God, that anal butt plug, that was amazing. Let's see if they've got anything fun on here.
The last time we looked at that, you had shown it to me like on your phone up against the screen, like up against your camera or whatever. And then when I saw it later, I was like, this looks different than it did. Like, just the contrast or whatever looked really different. It didn't look as terrifying when I saw it in real life, like on my own phone, as opposed to on your screen through a camera.
Well, I'm looking to see. Okay, so
I still don't want it, but
so it's their 50th anniversary. So happy anniversary, Adam and Eve. Mm-hmm. Which is like, wow, 50 years. Wow,
is your gold anniversary?
Yeah, isn't it? What's 75 is diamond, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I think that's true. So are you going to come out with a lot of gold things? If they do not have, like, a gold 50th anniversary line, I'm going to be so fucking disappointed.
There it is. There's that butt plug for you. Yep.
Right.
Well, so here is another ad. It's for the Satisfier Breathless by Adam and Eve. Using the right tool for the right job. And it is I believe it is a clit stimulator and vibrator. So that is exciting. That bit didn't go as well as I thought it was going to go. So, all right. So hopefully next time we'll have a better card for you guys. It's fine.
It wasn't bad.
All right. Do you want to like take a break, come back, and talk about this book?
Shall we? We should do that. We'll take a respite.
All right. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
And we're back.
We're back. I sound like a Muppet. And we're back, guys. Whoa. Yeah. So
Welcome back, everyone.
I'm gonna shake this over here. That sound is some vodka
Yep.
for Mother Russia.
Yep.
Or sorry, Mother Mir
Yeah,
Russia.
it's not Russia.
It's not Russia.
It's a Russian. They speak Russian there.
Yeah, I'm drinking a martini tonight.
Now, I'm going to be an asshole and remind you that real martinis are made with gin.
Yeah, I know. I didn't have any gin. That's fine. I went and bought this beautiful bottle, which I will take a picture of and post on
It is
Instagram.
very pretty.
A Diversity Pride bottle of Absolute.
Yep.
Wow.
Is it strong there?
It is strong.
Well, an hour from now, this is going to be interesting.
No, I'm going to put this right over here.
Set it a little further away, maybe. Put the water closer than the martini, maybe.
Yeah, let's just do a little in-between. In-betweensies. Yeah, since my work laptop's over here. Let's just do this over there. Okay. It's like that one scene in Ted Lasso where they're going to light all that stuff from the cursed room. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should do this part outside. It's my favorite Beard line. Maybe we should do this part outside. Yeah, good call. Good call.
My God.
Sorry, I had to bring up Ted Lasso. Also, real quick, there is like this thing going on with like, did you notice on Twitter? Because FYI, if you haven't noticed, our Twitter feed is now just Ted Lasso. Because I don't know what I did, but I did something. I like too many things, I guess. But there is a whole like subset of Trent Krim, Ted Lasso, like love.
Okay.
Like a relation. Yeah, I mean.
Trent Krim, the Independent?
Yes, Trent Krim, Independent. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
Fine.
I just thought it was interesting. I was like, of all characters, that's very interesting.
I could see Trent Krim being gay.
Yeah, I mean, totally.
I could see it. Why not?
And I think Ted would probably be bisexual.
I could see it.
I could see it. I could see him definitely experimenting. Anywho.
Because we want to be curious, not judgmental.
Right? And at one point he does say, ally.
He's so awesome.
Yeah.
God, I love Ted Lasso.
Okay. So anyhow, we're not here to talk about Ted Lasso. I mean, I'm usually here to talk about Ted Lasso. But today,
But that isn't the purpose of this podcast.
No.
It's just a fun thing we talk about.
All the time. Mm-hmm. I do. Anyhow, we're here to talk about His Majesty's Hidden Heir by Lucy Monroe, which is the second...
I fucked up the title on our last episode, and I called it His Majesty's Royal Heir. So sorry about that, Lucy.
It's okay.
So sorry.
It's all right. We all do these things. This is the Princess by Royal Decree, Book 2. All right. So I'm going to read a little bit, and if we need to add some things, we will possibly do so. The prince is in for a shocking revelation. The way it's typed on Amazon, they put revelation and in the same, so it looked like it said revelation in. Okay. The prince is in for a shocking revelation in this secret baby romance by USA Today bestselling author Lucy Monroe, the mother of his child, and wearing his crown. Prince Constantine can't forget Emma Carmichael, who vanished. Well, her name wasn't Carmichael. Okay, that's right. Who vanished after a wedding contract forced him to end their relationship. And surprise meeting 5 years later shocks Constantine. Emma has a son, unmistakably his son. Emma wants Constantine in their son's life, yet she's wary. She has no choice but to walk away. His family hasn't deemed her worthy of being his princess. But as their reunion stokes the flames of their passion, can she trust that this time their bond is strong enough to prove them all wrong? So,
that's not bad. I mean, that's not bad.
It's just because her name is not... her name is Carmichael, but it's not Carmichael.
She changed it back to Carmichael.
Right.
So we can let
Let's let that one go.
We can just let that go. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, legally, it is Carmichael. She changed it. So, I guess the part that we should set up is from book 1. Like, the backstory.
Yes.
Of what... Because that's really not a bad, synopsis there. Like, you've got...
No.
The general gist of what's going to happen in the book. Or the, issue that is going to...
The shoes.
Yeah, the shoes. Now, if you have not read the first book, first of all, I recommend reading these in order because you will miss so much of the backstory. Like that just... It'll be better if you read them in order. I'm sure you can read them alone. I just don't recommend it. Okay, so what happens in the first book is that Natalia, it's Natalia, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Natalia is, she has to sign this marriage contract when she turns 18 that she will marry Constantine. Now, like years have passed, like 5 years have passed since that contract was signed or something. Like many years have gone by, and he hasn't really tried very hard to fulfill this contract, but she is being called back to Miras. Miras is how you pronounce it? It's a made up country, but it's like it's a Russian country. They speak Russian there, so it's like in that region. She's being called back, and that's where the first book begins, is that she has to go back. She lives in Seattle. She has to go back to Miras to meet with the royal family because she has signed this contract and no one has fulfilled the contract, and she does not want to marry Constantine.
Right.
She has always had a crush on his older brother. Always. But his older brother got married, and then his wife died. So he is now the king. The queen has died, and like maybe a year or so has passed since then. So like the official grieving period is over. And I think that what has happened that you know from book 2 that you don't know in book 1 is that their dad is putting pressure on Constantine to get married, to like fulfill the contract.
Right. Now,
what happens in the first couple chapters of the first book is that she does go back. She meets with the royal family. She's like, I don't want to marry Constantine, and he clearly doesn't want to marry me. Like, I don't understand why we have to do this. And Constantine has not been like... He's been messing around with people. He's been, he's just been being a dude in his 20s. He's dating. He's not really dating. He's messing around with people and is like enjoying his 20s. Natalia has not been. Natalia has dated a few people, but not like... She's been pretty chaste about it. And that has sort of been the impetus, one of the impeti, I guess, of why she's been called back, is that she started going publicly on dates to sort of piss Constantine off. At any rate, so she goes back to like fuck around with this contract and see if she can possibly get out of it, basically. And Nikolai steps in and is like, you don't have to marry Constantine, you just have to marry one of the brothers.
And he offers himself up.
As tribute.
I mean, what? Yeah.
Right. So anyway, that's what the first book is Natalia and Nikolai, his courtship of her agreeing to marry him, and them getting married and legitimately falling in love.
Because I do remember a line from the first book. I'm just going to call him Con from right now.
That's what she calls him Con.
Con says is something like, we each sacrifice something for this. So that there's something there, that like something that he's given up. We just don't know what it is, because he's been a man whore for like for a number of years. Publicly, very publicly.
Yeah.
But what you kind of get an idea is that it's not all just having, random sex with people. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's more to it than that.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah. But you don't like him in the first book.
This
is the more to it than that. But you don't like him in the first book. He's kind of a dick.
He's a huge dick.
So when we found out that was something that we had talked about in the first episode, in the episode about the first book, was that we knew there was more to Con's story, and we wanted to know. We wanted to know what happened. And she was like, well, lucky for you. We were like, yes.
Yay.
So when the second book came out, she reached out to us, it's not actually... Is it out now? Is it coming out? It's not out. It comes out, yeah. But when she was starting to set up her ARC readers.
26th.
Okay. So when she was starting to set up her ARC readers, Lucy reached out to us and said, you liked the first one. You wanted to know what happened with Con. Do you want to do this one? And we were like, yes. Yes, we do.
Yes.
And here we are. Now we know what happened with Con. So,
they met in college. And because of the contract, he leaves her and breaks completely all ties. He tells everyone, do not let her call me, do not let her email me,
or do not let me contact her.
Yeah, but there was a lot he didn't want to hear from her at all. He's even said, don't even open her emails, don't even read them.
Let's not give up the one.
No, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So no, not the other one. No,
yeah,
because he told his secretary, don't open them, don't read them, because he wanted complete shut off from her, because he knew, and
because he really cared about her, and he knew that he would not be able to resist going back to her.
Right.
But he also felt an extreme sense of duty that he had signed this contract, that he needed to fulfill it as a member of the royal family, as well as this was his duty as a prince and also as a brother in this family, that he had to do it.
Duty came first.
Yes. And also, mind you, at this point, the king had married, Nikolai had married, and had a queen that theoretically would produce a child. But then all of that went away. Now he is single again. He's a widower. The queen is dead. There is not going to be, at this point, when he and Natalia are having this conversation about whether or not they're going to fulfill this marriage contract, the king is unmarried. There is no heir. Khan is the second in line to the throne now. So Khan getting married and having a baby is kind of important, because there's no, now you're not going down the line of the firstborn. Now you're going into the line. So that, produces that's, whether you agree with all of this shit or not, that's an issue for a royal family.
Right.
So that's undoubtedly simmering in everyone's minds that Nikolai has no heir. Khan is next in line. He has to get married and produce an heir so that they can continue. And they have a third brother, but the third brother is young. The third brother, I think, is college age. He's, 20 or something when the first book is happening. So he's not at a point in his life where he's wanting to do that. He's not even thinking about it.
Right. But, I mean, as we're not obviously spoiling anything, Khan has a baby. He just doesn't know about the said baby. Because when we meet up, and this happens within the first chapter.
Yeah, it's literally the first chapter.
Yeah, he meets his son, and it is Mikhail.
Which is Khan's middle name.
Yeah, Ishka. Oh, I love the name Ishka.
I know, I do too.
And it's undeniable that that's his son.
Yeah, there's a significant resemblance.
And Emma has been showing Mickey pictures of Khan. So so she knows. He knows who is, and he's the one who's like, "Is that my daddy?"
Yeah, he recognizes him from pictures.
Yeah. And she makes a point of not speaking ill of him or anything. But she did try to get in touch with him. She did, and he doesn't even know. Yeah, he doesn't know that he has a child.
No, he does not. Legitimately, it's not like he's being willfully ignorant or that he tried to shirk his duty as a father. He just legitimately had no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where we start with the book. And, so... Okay, so how we usually do this is we do a compliment sandwich. So our top and lower buns are our pros, and our middle is the meats or the cheese or whatever you'd like to call it. That's our con. Ha, get it, con. Ha, what? Boom. I guess, do you, I'll go first. I mean, I will,
please do.
I will go first. Because I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Okay, so I love Lucy's writing. I do. Because she makes me do homework.
Yes.
I have actually highlighted a bunch of words that I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yes.
And I think we talked about this the first
it's
book,
like
too.
me
and I was
holding the book and like bringing up Google Translate on my phone.
well, even just that, like some of these, like, there's one where she says, but her brain, the atavistic part that warned her of dangerous driving conditions. I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yep.
Lucy, I don't know what that means. So I looked it up in biology, and I'm sure I'm not saying this right. Atavism is a modification of biological structure whereby an ancestral genetic trait reappears after having been lost through evolutionary change in previous generations. I would...
That is not a word in my regular vocabulary.
No, but I'm so glad I learned it.
Right, but Lucy clearly has an impressive vocabulary.
She does. And we mentioned that in the first book, too.
Yeah.
Because we're like, damn, girl, you smart. And then the other word that I just love, I don't know if you're going to say, and I'm not going to say it right, Solnishinko, which is my little sunshine.
Yeah, that is very sweet.
So yeah, I just realized I was in the sex scene. One of the sex scenes. Because give me all your sounds. That's what was highlighted in my thing. It was real really hot. Real hot. But yeah, I know I loved all the Russian. I mean, I love the Russian language in general. Especially, I think I might have mentioned this in the first book. Is one of my favorite musicals is Chess, and there are times where like they sing in Russian and like, and just the accent. Ugh, it's kind of panty melting. Kind of. I mean, not Vladimir Putin, but like, no. But some of it's like, damn.
Hi, Mr. Veronica.
I was looking to see. I know I highlighted some other words, but do you have something at the ready?
She used. Actually, there's a quote that I really loved that I can read to you. But she used one of my very favorite. I think this is my favorite word ever. Like in the English language, my very favorite word is besotted.
Oh,
and
I
she
love
uses
that word.
it in this book. I love the word besotted. Krasavica? I think that means gorgeous.
Oh.
If I'm remembering correctly. It's in one of the quotes that I had bookmarked.
Well, all the stuff that he, like, even when he calls, oh my God, my brain just stopped. Mickey.
Mishka.
Mishka, but then he also calls him something else, too. Ugh. Little man or something like that, but it's super cute.
He does call him our little man at some point. He's very... He is immediately taken by his son.
He is.
It's immediate. I think he sees that kid. You don't get that part from his perspective. I mean, he reflects on it, but it's immediate that he sees that kid and he's like, that kid is mine. And I want to be a part of his life. And it's not just like I will send you money to take care of him bullshit.
No.
It's like, I want to be in his life.
Well, he says, so on that we agree completely, but how is this supposed to convince me that if you knew I was pregnant, you would have walked away from that contract? And he said, because Mikhail is my son. He said it so simply like that. He explained everything. So shared DNA trumps family and business commitments. That shared DNA means Mikhail is my family, and in my world, he's the most important member of that family.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on to say, blah, 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 your child is more important to you than your brothers, even the one that's king or your father. And he says simply, yes.
Yep. She has some really poignant moments in this book. One of them, I read the paperback. She sent us paperbacks as well as like the digital copy. But sometimes I just really enjoy reading a paperback, like holding it in my hands. And it also helps me slow down because I can just like really blow through on a Kindle or on my phone or something like that. But if I'm reading a paperback, I tend to slow down when I do it. so she's talking to Khan, and she says, worrying wouldn't change. Hang on. Oh, so Khan put, this is early on. Mickey goes down for a nap, and Khan says he will stay until Mickey wakes up. He won't leave while Mickey is napping. And Emma goes to, like, do the stuff that she does, because she's a fucking single mom. Girlfriend is busy, okay? So, like, she goes to do the stuff that she does when Mickey's napping. And leaves Khan. Like, he's just, like, in a room somewhere else in her house. And he comes to find her at some point, and she's just doing her thing. And she says, Mickey is going to wake soon. He'll be glad you kept your promise. And he says, did you think I wouldn't? And she said, I didn't think about it. Worrying wouldn't change your actions, only my anxiety levels. Mm-hmm. I literally put a little thingy there that just says, ouch. Damn it, Lucy. As a person with an anxiety disorder.
Right?
God damn it. Well, like, nailed me in the heart.
And she makes a point of, is that Emma is very much in some of the things that Emma has taught Mickey are like things you can't worry about that, or like just introspective things. I liked quite a bit. I did find the word that I was thinking as I'm not even going to say. Well, I have to say it, but I'm not going to say it right. Mushmalchik, which means my boy.
Oh yeah. There's another part.
I thought there was more Russian in this book than in the first book.
Maybe? I don't remember. I didn't have time to, like, go back through the first one and look. Mm-hmm. I remember there being some. I mean, I definitely remember looking some up. But, like, he called her Kiska a lot, which is Kitty,
That's
isn't
right.
it?
Kitty,
So, but that's, like, that was mainly what he used. And I think she also spoke Russian, didn't she?
She did. I don't know. Yeah. Because I don't know how long that she lived here in the States, but yeah.
But she was born over the... I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. There was also another moment where... So once Emma's was young, like she was, 19 or something when she found out she was pregnant. And her parents were not thrilled. And so they literally just, like, cut her off. And they were like, all right, well, whatever. Like, you shouldn't have moved in with him. We told you not to. And then, of course, he has left you, and now you're pregnant. Mm-hmm. We're not going to help you. Like, just go figure this shit out on your own.
Yep.
And so, she and Connor talking about that at one point. She has not spoken to her family in 4-ish years. Yep. Like, she called once after Mickey was born. Not a good conversation.
Yeah, they hung up on her.
But she's talking to Khan about it, and he is saying, like, what do you think they thought they were doing?
Right.
And he asks if it was supposedly tough love. And she says, all I know is that they rejected me and my son, and that still hurts. Yeah. Maybe her continued estrangement from her parents did play a significant role in Emma's refusal to commit to a lifetime with Khan. Parents made a lifetime commitment when they had children, adopted or otherwise. Her parents had broken that commitment to Emma, and she didn't know if she could trust Khan to keep his promises in the future. After all, they had loved Emma, and he did not.
Yeah, because he goes on, he's... I think he did love her.
Oh, he obviously loves her still. No, and he just doesn't know. Like, he doesn't realize, like, what I'm feeling is love. And I think that's... I think that's also kind of a royal family thing in general, that, like, their sense of duty to their country doesn't really allow them to think about, like, marrying for duty is more important than marrying for love.
Oh, I think that's ingrained in them since they were children.
Right. So, like, even with Nikolai, he's like, I'll marry you and, whatever. Like...
Well, that's why, like, Victoria was
maybe we love each other and maybe we don't,
Victoria and Albert are so well known, as these actual king and queen that actually loved each other.
I mean, it's not a given. Like, don't... It's a strategic situation a lot of the time. Especially if you are a direct heir to the throne.
Right.
They don't care. I mean, they're not going to, like, let you just marry someone that you've fallen in love with who works at a fucking flower shop. Like, that's not a thing.
No, come on. I've seen enough Hallmark movies. I know how this works.
I know,
Veronica,
too. I watched The Royals.
The Prince and Me.
Yeah, I know.
Julia Stiles is now a princess.
I mean, it is what it is. Oh, I did mark this. The king looked besotted. Anyway,
So
yeah.
tell me about your pro.
Okay, so my top bun is Khan's redemption story, because you really get to go back and see, like, through his discussions with his brother, specifically with Nikolai, you get to see how those decisions affected all of them, why Khan made those decisions, and how it affected him so deeply, like far better than he was letting on.
It wasn't just him and Emma. We're talking about, like, he gets redemption from
in every aspect of his story, he gets redemption. Even at one point, Natalia says, I think I owe Khan an apology. And people, I think even Nikolai is like, why? And she said, because I thought he was just like, oh, puppy just woke up. I thought he was just like being a man whore, when really he was heartbroken.
Yeah.
And was trying to, like, numb his pain.
Yeah.
It's every aspect of it. Like, you get the background to the events that happened. In the first book, you already start to not like Nikolai's late wife. You hate her even more.
Oh, my gosh.
Shit, you get through this book and you hate her so fucking hard.
Dig her up, stab her, and then
and put her back in.
Again.
I wrote here, I wanted more scandal from the first book, and I fucking got it here. Because I remember in the first one we had said, like, we wanted more to the death of the queen. Like, we wanted more to that story. Like, maybe the royal family had actually had her killed, or, like, you know, something that was going on.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not that. That's not the drama you get. But you get more drama about the dead queen.
Yeah, she's a nice person.
Emma calls her, she calls her...
Crazy
Queen Crazy.
Queen Crazy,
yeah. Like, she's absolutely fucking... I don't want to say, like,
worst.
insane. Like, she's just the
worst.
fucking worst. The worst! God, John Raphael. You get to see and hear more of the family dynamic, specifically between him and Nikolai.
By the third book, we might just literally lose our minds, because she's by the third book, it's just like more shit comes out about horrible things that she's done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably honestly I might cry during the third book, because, like, I assume the third book is the third brother.
Yeah,
Dima and
Yeah.
Jenna, we assume, is going to be. So we'll find out, I assume. But I loved seeing more about his relationship with his family, and how much his sense of duty truly does, like, drive his life. Everything about him is centered around what is best for his family. Like, truly what is best for his family. And then when he finds out he has a son, he's like you just said in those quotes, Mikhail is my son.
Well, and the way he turns his life around once finding that he knows that he can't just... this is more than just, like you said, giving them money and just saying, here, you live on this now, or you can come live in my mansion. No, he cuts back on work. He has someone take over his royal duties. Like, he buys a number of houses. Yeah, he buys a number of houses.
Yes, he has a number of houses.
Yeah.
He relocates. I mean, he knows he can't, like, move. She does not live. Where does she live? It's
they live in Santa Fe.
Santa Fe. So he just happens to be there on business and runs into them. Like, that's literally what happens. Because he doesn't live there, but she does. And he lives in Seattle part of the time and in Miras part of the time. And he's just like, well, I want to see my son more than once a year, so I guess I'm just going to buy a house in Santa Fe. Yeah. I mean, it's such a simple...
And it's literally just for... I don't know how long. I mean,
I mean, he's like, I don't know how long it's going to take. he wants her to move to be closer, like to Seattle, maybe to be closer to him so that he can see, regardless of, he immediately wants to marry her, regardless of whether he has romantic feelings for her or not. Again, his sense of duty. This is my son. This is the mother of my child. I will marry her. I will take care of them, you know.
It'll be good, but it'll be better for the publicity if we're married.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously, they both know that. That's both hanging over their heads, that they know that's a thing.
And it's not like they both agree that it is an archaic way of thinking of things, but that's just how it is. Especially, I mean, it's an offshoot of Russia. Come on.
Well, and it's a discussion, like, both heroines talk about how it is an archaic contract to ask someone to sign a contract saying, I will marry this person at some point. Right. Because it's an arranged marriage, which, like, is still kind of normal in many cultures, but, like, this woman lives in the U.S.
Right, it's supposed to be more of, like, the modern world, and that...
Right, and that's a discussion they have, where at one point, Khan and Nikolai are talking, like, if our mom were still alive, if our mother was still alive, this would not, like, that contract never would have happened, and this entire thing would not have happened to you. You would not have had to break up with Emma to go back to, you know, Prince duties that you had signed a contract for. And Nikolai brings up, you know, I think even though our father is more traditional in his way of seeing his duties as, like, former king, he's now a prince, he stepped back and let Nikolai step up, but he understands that this decision to be more traditional and to force Constantine to sign this contract has robbed him of 5 years with his grandson.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You get into a little bit. You don't really get this in the first book because I think Nikolai's dealing with his wife's death, but Khan is still dealing with his mother's death. And because he talks about how, like, they used to be very loving with one another. Yeah. And then when his mom died, it was like they all had to grow up, and they thought becoming an adult and growing up meant you couldn't physically, like, hug one another or be close to one another, share or be vulnerable. And except he does make a point to say they all continue to hug Dima. Like,
yes, they did.
Yeah.
He's younger by, like, a few years.
Yeah. Because Natalia says, do you want me to marry a child? Yeah. And so she is in her, she's 23, 24, I think, in the first book.
Yeah, I got the impression she was 23. But she could have been 24. I got the impression about 5 years passed. But again, we read that book months ago, so I could be wrong about that timeline.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, because Jenna then will be older than Dima.
Yeah, I know.
I love Jenna still.
Yeah.
I there's I do have a quote that I think goes along with that a little bit of, like, his changes and how because through the whole book he is really remorseful about missing those years with his kid. Yeah, he really does, and he's working through that. Besides the fact he's still trying to work through, like, he very much cares for Emma, very much. Like, they're a unit now. Like, that in his mind, he's just got to convince her they're a unit.
Yeah.
But so he keeps saying something like, so she, I don't want to give too much away. Well, no, this isn't giving too much away. She wants him to have a contract saying they're going to do all this moving around, but in no way, shape, or form will any decisions be made without her approval.
Yeah, and she's adamant about that.
She's very much...
And I don't blame her.
Nope. And he says something along the lines of, like, isn't my word enough? And she's like, not
no.
really. No.
Not really.
No. And so she's really trying to push that. And so sign the contract. Get your brother to sign it. Give me something to trust. He says, I am not enough. And she says, stop saying that. Don't you see that you doing this shows me that you're as committed to Mickey's happiness and my safety as you claim to be. This would be you being enough. This would be you being trustworthy in the way that I need it. And But he does. He just keeps saying, like, I failed you. I haven't been here. And then, of course, then I think that rubs off on Emma, too. And then Emma feels like she wasn't enough for her.
Yeah, that's guilt that eats away at her, where she realizes, like, she has no family. None.
Yeah.
Because her parents have disowned her. Mickey does not have a father figure in his life, which, I mean, not everyone does. That's fine. But, like, she doesn't even have siblings that could have provided. It is just her and Mickey.
And she actually makes a comment about, like, how even with the cousins and stuff that she had, that she hadn't seen them in years. So what would be the point of trying to make,
Right. And they probably don't live in Santa Fe. So, like.
No. And she had to move to Santa Fe. She had to leave. She had to change her name. And so it's like for legal reasons. So it's like, so she has no one.
She has no one. It has just been her and Mickey. So then Con rolls up and he's like, I want to be a part of my kid's life. And she's like, okay.
Well, she did say at one point she was prepping Mickey at some point to at some point in his life. She did say she was prepping him, or she would prep him to, she knows that he's a prince. Like he has to take. So at some point that's why she got the DNA testing.
Yeah, done, she insisted on getting DNA testing because she didn't want anyone to be questioning his paternity, which is great. I mean, she's not wrong.
No,
Con didn't even like. He was like, I'm sure he's my kid. Look at him.
Yeah, right.
But she was like, no, I don't want any questions about this. I don't want any questions about whether or not. Because also, think about, even at one point, a lawyer says to her, he could sue you for full custody and he'll win. Because he is a prince. He has unlimited resources behind him. And you are a single mom living on a tight budget in Santa Fe. Like you have.
Hence the contract, yeah.
And that's why she was so insistent upon the contract. Now, of course, Con came up with another contract for child support and living expenses and stuff. I mean, she would never, even if, this is a romance novel, you guys, they get together at the end. But, like, even if she would have not chosen to do that, even if she would have chosen to live separately from him for the rest of her life, she would have been okay because he would, in a child support agreement, in like a not spousal, but parent of a child agreement, he was going to provide for her because he was never going to leave her in a lurch. And he's 5 years behind now. Like, she's been doing this on her own.
He's got some time to make up.
He's got some shit to make up for. So anyway, that's really like he gets all the fucking redemption. All of it.
He does.
It's a great arc for him. To see him go from the dickhead that you meet, like, in the first couple chapters of book one. And he talks about that, like, it's written in the third person, but you get both perspectives. Yeah. So in his chapters talking about it, he talks about that family meeting with Natalia.
Yeah. Which I really liked the back and forth. And I was thinking about it as we were reading. I was like, there was only a couple times where we heard from Nikolai's perspective. It was only a few. There were not that many.
Yeah, I feel like it was more toward hers. Like, again,
because we actually brought it up in our first. We did. We're talking about, like, his came in exactly where you needed to come in, and that was that.
You're right.
There was only like one or two.
There's more Con in this book than there was Nikolai in the first book. Yeah.
Which I think with the redemption story, I think you had to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm glad for that. Like, I really, I loved Con by the end of it. I really did.
I did. Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right. Okay. Talk to me about your meat.
Okay. So I don't want to get too, I don't want to spoil, but so this is going to be quite short on my side. I think that oh God, how am I going to put this? Okay, so her parents disowned her, and something happens to which they are back in her life.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, no. was so
Yeah,
mad.
I know.
I was not happy just because this girl was broken.
Yeah.
And at one
They
point
really,
something
like,
happens to her
destroyed
when
her.
she's pregnant that I was like, no, there's no, she uses terms like, and Lucy uses terms in there of evicted, eviscerated. Like,
Yeah.
she uses evicted a lot. Like,
She is like
jettisoned.
torn to shreds by by the treatment of her. Oh, and we're leaving out a major point, which is that Emma, these are her adopted parents.
Right.
So they chose her.
Yep.
And then chose to disown her.
Yep.
Which, like, I think is just an entire nother level of, like, what the fuck?
Like, there is not a big enough come to Jesus with them. And that was my issue. I was like,
Yeah, they definitely...
part of me was a little, like,
there needed to be a larger...
protective.
grand gesture on their part.
Absolutely. And, it all came down to because her name was different. But I don't know. I don't know.
I agree. I know. I'm with... Yeah,
So
I understand. I get you on
con.
that. I really do.
That's my con with a C and with a K.
Con with a C. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my con.
Mine is very similar to what my con was in the first one. I went back and looked at my notes, which is that I just wanted more. I wanted more of, it's short. I mean, these books are short, 220-ish pages. Mm-hmm. So, like, at least in this paperback that I have in my hands from Harlequin, it is 217 pages. So it's a short book. I just wanted more con. I wanted more time at the palace.
Yeah, although I was happy to see the wedding because we didn't see the actual wedding in the first book, did we? Oh shoot! I just spoiled. Just kidding.
It's a romance
novel.
In the first one, I think it was just quick. Like I think she talked about it, but it wasn't like a major focus. The wedding happened. She focused more on like the honeymoon, which was fine. And
but in this one, they do. I mean, there's a couple things that happen at the wedding. There
are. But I would have liked to have more time at the palace of her getting to know his family, and I'll talk more about this in my bottom bun, but like, I don't know, I just wanted more of all of that. I wanted more of them with Mickey. I wanted more of her with his family, and more of him being happy to integrate her into his life. I mean, logistics are discussed where like there's where are you going to sleep, and like how is this going to work, where Khan has
where's everybody getting these beds? There's always bring a bed in. I'm like,
just bring a bed in. What?
Who's got extra beds?
Royal families. I mean, not us, but like royal families.
Well, even at her house, the security was sleeping on a bed they brought in from wherever.
I mean, rich people, they probably have all this shit on speed dial. They're just like, I don't know, I need a fucking bed. And they have PAs to handle this shit for them.
Yeah. I could have used more courting.
Yeah, which is funny because in the first book, that's a whole thing.
It's all courting.
There's so much courting, but also like Natalia is like, you didn't fucking court me. And Khan is like, I sent you flat, like shit, and she's just like, yeah, and I donated every single one of them.
Yeah, I thought about that, of all the gifts, because he mentions that. He's like, I had my PAs buy her stuff.
Yes, he does. He brings that up because he didn't care. Like, it's not, he was not in love with Natalia. He never was.
No.
I just wanted more. That's all.
Yeah. Hey, man.
All right, talk to me about your bottom bun.
I'm vacillating between a couple of things. Okay. So I think what I did like the from the both perspective, because I did like Khan's voicing, and I liked his.
I did too.
I like all that mind stuff. I know you do not, but I do. I love it.
I'm coming around on it. That's what she said. Like,
coming on it. Come on, all over your face. So what I'm gonna go. Guys,
Sorry,
I have not had that much martini. So
No, she really hasn't. I can attest.
I'm gonna go with how well Emma stood her ground.
Yeah.
And because the girl has gone through so much shit.
She's been through a lot of shit.
And so, to see, like, she didn't just cave.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I'm not going to spoil, but it's a while in the book before she starts admitting things about how she feels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a while. It's not quick at all.
No, because, there isn't, like, a lot of stuff going on until a good 60% through.
Probably, yeah.
Which seems about the time.
Yeah.
It seems about the time. Like, if they just started making out right away, I'd be like, then what the fuck? Like,
right.
But...
No, when they start to get physical between each other, it's like the tension has been there and it's kind of exploding. Like, because something makes her really emotional and that kind of like drives that scene.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And I think a lot of it, and there's one line, and I'm going to find it. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to spoil, but she pretty much, well, you kind of mentioned that, like, Khan wants to marry Emma. Like, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
And somehow Mickey gets in on it, too. And she pretty much says, I'm not going to marry your father just to make you happy. I love you. I love you so much, but that's not going to happen.
Right.
And I thought, yes, perfect. Yeah, because I thought to myself, are they going to pressure her? Is this kid going to pressure her into getting married? Because that's like that's not good for him to see that either. He needs to see that he can't
manipulate his mother in that
way. Or women in general. And that she can't be manipulated by his father. Like she needs to see that she's a strong woman.
Right.
So I really thought it was a really natural progression of how she comes to, start to have feelings for him and let her guard down and accept. And when she does finally forgive him,
oh man, it's very sweet.
It is very sweet
and hot.
And it's very far into the book.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very far.
Mm-hmm. But and it's really funny because it's like one of those times where if you read any sort of like enemies to lovers, or if there's that big fight in Act 3 in any kind of romance where you kind of want them to stay mad at each other for just a little longer because that animosity and that tension just continues to build. Yeah. So I got a whole bunch of that in this one and I liked it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's me.
I like it.
I'm gonna have another sip of my martini.
Do it. I'm actually pretty impressed by how much of that martini is still there. It's a lot, actually. You haven't had that much of it.
I've been drinking my water.
Good for you. I should probably drink some more water. Excuse me.
No one wants to hear me like blah blah blah. Blah. You've heard it enough. You don't want
to. Okay, so my bottom bun is the friendship that forms between Emma and Natalia.
Oh, yeah.
Because when Emma gets to Miras, keep in mind, like, she knew, it wasn't like Khan ever didn't tell her about the marriage contract. She knew about it the entire time they were in a relationship together. But she thought, as the relationship progressed, that maybe he was changing his mind, or maybe she had a chance of like being with him. So in her story, like in her mind, Khan breaks up with her to go fulfill this contract to marry Natalia. So Natalia is a villain in her story, which makes sense. I mean, makes perfect sense, but also Emma doesn't know the full story. Emma doesn't know that Natalia didn't want to marry Constantine, and that Constantine didn't want to actually marry Natalia.
Right.
She doesn't know any of these things, but then she gets to Miras, and she's talking to Natalia, and like, just through hanging out with her for a bit, and Natalia being like, I mean, I'm so sorry. Like, he broke up with you to come back here and marry me, which would have been awful because neither, like, that would never have worked.
Right.
But the two of them, like, start to become friends.
Yeah.
Which I think is just so great because that helps settle Emma's mind. That, like, this woman, you have nothing to be worried about from this woman.
Right. Well, you have that conversation when she first gets there, which I'm sure you're referencing, and even Nikolai, because Nikolai's part of that conversation, and he's so chill about it. Not chill, but he's like, he wants to make sure Emma knows that, like, dude, we're all sorry about this. Like,
we're all so sorry.
This is not, like...
No one ever intended any harm to you. Like, this is... we're super sorry that this is how it worked out. We'd like to make it right. We're just so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caused a lot of pain for a lot of people. That was just unnecessary, and we're sorry.
Because even Nikolai brings up how, like, not barbaric, but, like, archaic the whole thing is. And the grandfather overhears it.
And the grandfather, so, like, during this conversation that she's having with Nikolai and Natalia, the grandfather is like, hanging out with her son. Mm-hmm. And she looks over and is, like, seeing... She's already emotional. She was already a nervous wreck going there, but then she's emotional.
The architect of her, like...
The architect of like, her misery is playing with her child. And she realizes, like, now my son has a family. My son has a grandfather and, like, and an aunt and two uncles. And at this time, Natalia is pregnant. A cousin. So, like, he has a dad, and he has direction and a future, and it's so she's emotional about that Khan has given all of this to his son, and she's grateful for it.
Yeah,
I just like that, and she helped. That's another thing that I would have liked to see more of is, like, her friendship with Natalia forming. Yeah. And because she mentions at one point that Natalia is helping her. She has to do, like Meghan Markle had to go through Duchess training. You know? Like, having to go through, like, princess training, literally, to learn, like, the etiquette of the country and learn royal etiquette. Like, she mentions that at one point. She knows a little bit about it. Where I think Khan takes his jacket off and puts it on her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know that's not protocol. That he would be without a jacket. Mm-hmm. So for her, like, learning all of these things, Natalia helps her learn how to assimilate into that role. Because now she's going to be, at the very least, some sort of duchess. It's up to Nikolai to, like, make her a princess, but... Yeah. You know, it's a new role that she's going to have to fill, even though she may not live full time at the castle or at the palace. It's a new aspect of her life that Natalia is going to help her assimilate into, and the two of them become friends. I would have liked to see more of that, but I love that Natalia becomes a person that helps her with that.
And I have a feeling in the next book, even though Jenna and Natalia are like best friends, I would assume that we're going to see, because we see so much Natalia, well, and it makes sense that we do because of the situation, but I have a feeling we'll see more of these two.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yay!
So that's it. Would you recommend this book?
Hell yes!
Hell yes. It's pretty, like, it's a low stakes, quick read, you know? Like, it's just...
Yeah.
I seriously read it in order, though. You'll miss so much from the first book.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it would be super confusing.
It would be confusing. I think it would be best for you to read in order. And again, they're quick. They're relatively short. I am excited for the third one. You don't know that much about Dima.
Yeah, because he's been in school this whole time.
He's been in school.
Or away. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to learn more about him. He's also probably the brother that got, like, the most love out of all of them.
Probably, so he might not be as screwed up as the other ones.
He might not be as messed up. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back. Or are we gonna? No, we do. I never do this fucking every week. I ask this.
Okay, why don't we take a brief respite because we have a puppy that needs to go out, and also I have to walk the neighbor's dog because they're out of town tonight. So let me go walk 3 dogs, and let's come back. Well, no, not at once. I'll probably make Mr. Veronica walk this one, and I'll go deal with the 2 next door. I do love that. This just,
Can we call him that?
But yeah, I'm not even sorry.
Nope.
I took his last name. You can be Mr. Veronica on this fucking podcast. You know what I read? Okay, I'm gonna say this one thing, and then we're gonna go to our respite. Do that.
Yeah.
So I saw a fucking TikTok of all places.
Shocker! You saw a TikTok.
Mm-hmm. I just hadn't thought of it this way, but no woman ever has had her own last name because she got her last name from her dad and then she took her husband's. So even if she didn't fucking change her name when she got married, she still kept her dad's name. Excuse me while I go light some fucking matches and just burn some shit down.
I'm going to write something in the chat to you.
I'm scared. I can hear you type. But it still would have been your dad's name.
No, but at that point it would have been mine.
Still from your dad.
Yeah, but still, but my kid would have mine.
Yeah. From your dad.
Oh my God. Go walk some dogs.
Oh, she just woke up. She's like, you fucking asshole. I was sleeping.
All right, we'll be back in 2 and 2. And possibly I might be drunk by that time. Enjoy that, bitches.
And we're back.
We're back, guys. What up?
All
None
dogs?
of us are war for the wear.
No, all dogs have been walked.
All dogs go to
Everything's
heaven.
good.
Remember that movie came out at the same time as Oliver and Company?
Right.
Yeah, McDonald's had ornaments for both of them. Guess what? I had both of those ornaments. I am old.
Shocked.
I know,
I am
right?
shocked.
Yep.
I remember them.
You. Luna's giving me baby Grogu. Can I have baby Grogu? Can I have baby Grogu?
Oh, man. Stop it with that.
Yeah. She wants me to throw it. Because she's like, oh, your brother's up in the cage. Fuck you.
As you know, as I told you, I put peanut butter in a Kong so that this puppy is chilling in her crate once again.
Mother's milk. It's great.
She's doing just fine. Just
Yep.
chewing on that Kong. Licking the peanut butter out of it.
Yep. I put one of those like dog treats in the Kong, then put the peanut butter, so it was like extra incentive to like.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Level expert.
Yeah.
I do remember as a kid like shoving treats, or like my mom for a while was feeding the dog, one of the dogs, I forget which one, probably Emma, Bill Jack, like shoving that stuff like into the Kong. Mm-hmm. Somehow I don't understand how she got it out so quickly, but you know.
They have treats that actually like physically will go into that, like are shaped to it, but they're like so big that they get stuck in there, and then it's like the dog can't get it out, and it's like, then what's the point, you know?
Right.
Anyhow, dog treats. So let's get back into this. We left off before our eggplants and hearts.
Correct.
Discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do hearts first.
Okay.
How many hearts will you give this book?
So I gave it a 3, and here's why. As we've kind of touched on with royal families, like you're dealing with a sense of duty that is beyond anything else. Mm-hmm. So while Khan feels a sense of duty to marry her, he also, like, through everything else that he does, shows him that he cares about her through his other actions.
Yes.
He's not like a particularly romantic person. He isn't even really like sold on love as a long-term thing.
Right.
But the things that he does to demonstrate the fact that he cares about her and that he cares about her long-term well-being and their sons is very sweet and very kind. So I think even though it was clear to me that he was in love with her from Jump Street, as you would say, like
21 Jump Street.
He is not. He's not good with like the romantic courting gestures the way that Nikolai was.
No. Like we said, we needed more courting. Yeah.
Right. But what he does for her is on brand for him.
Agreed.
For what he feels like he can do. And therefore I chose like a middle of the road kind of. Like he's doing what he feels like he can.
It's where he's at.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to go to say the same thing. Like I think there's no GGs, really.
Right.
So.
Except that he orchestrates her parents.
Yes. But that was my cons.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I think for her, it's... Yeah, I'm going to say 3 because, we're not working from... It's not like it is going to be this... Also, you're talking about press, you're talking about media, you're talking about publicity. So there's not going to be a huge grand gesture because it would be a scandal.
Right,
So,
yeah. Exactly, yeah, that's true.
100%.
Yeah. Do you want to tell me what you said for eggplants?
Okay, this is a hard one. I'm between 3.5 and 4.
Okay.
And well, I got a card that shows two people having sex against the wall. Anyhow,
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, it does. Well, it does now because I drew
one.
Well,
you drew the wall there, yeah.
Did. So there are more sex. Well, I think there's 2 full-out sex scenes in this one, and there was only 1 full-out sex scene in the first book.
Right.
But these ones are more explicit, I think.
I thought so too. So I said 3.5.
I think Lucy listened to us.
I really did. I also said 3.5 because it felt, again, I couldn't go back. I didn't have time to like go back and look at the first book. But I did feel like it was more like descriptive or hotter or like whatever adjectives you want to use. It felt more to me than it did in the first book.
Although I have to say, she has, like, I love, sex scenes can be explicit as you want it to be, but if the guy talks a little dirty or has, like, a couple lines that, like, because I remember Culty's line, I need to come. I remember that line.
Oh, my God.
That line. And then I remember in the first book where he's like, I come for me. And then she says, you come for me. And I was like, that's fucking hot. And in this one, I read it earlier, but give me all your sounds.
God, yes.
Fucking hot. And he says that because he made his room soundproof.
Yep. He sure did.
So they could fuck.
Yep.
He says, oh, no, it's not. It's because there need to be this like private conversation between the two of us. I'm like, that's bullshit. You did it to fucking get busy. Yep. And I salute you, sir. Mm-hmm. Salute you.
Uh-huh. I salute your service.
You're probably your giant penis. I'm looking to see. I mean, like, they were pretty hot.
Yeah. There's definitely more sex in this one. And definitely more discussions of sex in this one.
Yeah. And and there's like talk about birth control and stuff like that. And it's there's a lot of talk about birth control because she got pregnant. Right. Yeah.
But wasn't it like a failure of birth control? Like they were...
Her IUD fell out.
Oh, yeah, which can happen. I have a friend who... She and I have had discussions about this, and she said, like, she had just gotten hers replaced not that long ago. Mm-hmm. because it was just time or whatever. It was like 5 years. And so she was getting hers replaced, and the lady who did it was like, oh no, they can fall out and you might not notice. Like, that's a thing. Like, that's totally possible that they could fall out and you wouldn't notice.
Awesome. Well, they said it's all 99%. Was it
I mean, no form of birth control is like 100% effective. It's just not. Yeah. There is nothing. Because there's always a chance that something will fail. Always.
Yeah. Always.
Actually, I've seen ultrasounds where you can see on the ultrasound an IUD and the fetus right there. Or at that point, it's an embryo. Like, so the IUD is still there, embryo right there.
Like, fuck. You had one job, IUD. You had
one fucking job. God.
Somebody's getting a bad review.
Yeah.
Somebody's getting a bad Yelp review. An IUD
Who was it? I forget. I went to some appointment recently and they were like, is there any chance you might be pregnant? And I was like, if so, me and the makers of Morena have a serious fucking thing to discuss. I fucking better not be. Yeah. Anywho.
All right.
Okay, so we talked about eggplants and hearts.
We need to do some stunt casting.
Oh my God, yes. Okay. I'm kind of excited about this.
So I remember for our first, we picked a whole bunch of Russian people.
We did.
We're like, I think maybe some Latvian people. I don't know. They were all hot.
Of course they were.
Yes. So
actually, I wanted to go and like look who. Hang on. I had forgotten. Oh, I know, puppy. Do you hear her whining?
I do. Poor little baby.
Monkey. I'm so sorry. She's like,
I'll let you call her Monkey.
Fuck, lady?
So, on Lucifer, that's what Chloe calls her daughter, Trixie, is Monkey. Because her dad called her Monkey.
My husband uses Monkey as like a form of endearment to like anything he thinks is cute becomes Monkey.
Oh, we've talked about this, yes.
Yeah, we have. You're right. We did choose Russian people. I just went back and looked at my...
I don't know either of the people. I know she was in like one of the James Bonds.
Hot.
She was a Bond girl.
Oh, yeah. I remember her. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to go first or do you want me to go first?
You please go first.
Who do you want me to do first?
Let's save Con for last. Go ahead and do Emma first.
Okay. I only have one picture of this gentle lady.
It's fine. We should say that, like, the most descriptive things that we have about Emma are that she's not a stick figure anymore because she's had a kid. Mm-hmm. Her body is
size 12. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also that she has blue eyes. Mm-hmm. That's basically all we know.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pretty. Who is
Sophie
that?
Turner. Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones. Joe Jonas's wife.
Yep.
Because she's 25, and I was like, that like seems like legit on par where she would be. Bright blue eyes. She's very pretty. For some strange reason, I know on the cover there was a redhead, but I wasn't picturing her as a redhead.
I didn't either.
I pictured her as a brunette or like a light blonde.
Oh my goodness, sweetheart. Hi. Oh, baby girl. I'm so sorry. I can't trust you to not chew through my power cords, man. You will do it. I've watched you try. Oh my God. Okay, hang on 1 second. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Come here, monkey. Okay, come here. Do you want to come sit on my lap? I can't let you run around. I just can't. I can't trust you.
Oh my God, I'm
pee all over something or... Oh my God, you are very excited. Okay. I'm very excited. Hang on.
I'm very excited.
Headphones back in. I know. Please, can you not chew through my headphone cord, though? That would make me really happy. Jesus. You gonna sit here with me? Okay. No. I said no on the cords. Come here. Here, look. Do you want to take a picture for the Insta? Oh, man. I just got a face full of dog tongue. Excellent.
She looks so soft.
She's very soft, dude. Okay. So shall we get back to Sophie Turner?
Sure. There's not much to say about her.
So sorry.
No, we've all done it. I've done it many times.
Fine.
Drinking game with all my animals. My boss on Friday said, you have a menagerie. You have, like, it's like a rescue at your house. I'm like, yep. His balls could cut off. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Okay. So, yeah, Sophie Turner.
All right. So, Sophie Turner. Joe Jonas?
Joe Jonas. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're married.
Got
and
it.
It's the other one. Who's the one brother, the other brother married to? Not Kevin. Who's the other?
Nick is married to the Indian American woman. What's her name?
I can't think of her name. I want to say her name is...
Priyana is coming to mind, but I don't know why. I could be totally wrong about that.
I want to say Chopra, but that's not it.
Oh, hang on. You know what? You know what'll help? Google. Nick Jonas, wife.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
She is. Priyanka Chopra.
Okay, I thought there was a Chopra in there.
Okay, neither of us were far off the mark.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, that's his wife. She is beautiful.
She's older than him too, isn't she?
That is a good question. Hang on.
I also still love that DNCE song, Toothbrush. I fucking love that stupid song.
That is a good song. It is.
I also love that video where he's with that, was it Ashley Johnson? The
plus size model? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nick Jonas is 29. Hold, please. See how old she is. Why aren't you coming up? It's because of the plugins I have. God damn it. Oh, she's 39.
I thought she was older than him.
I didn't realize she was that much older than him. Mm-hmm. Damn, go
you
Nick
get
Jonas.
It, girl.
Get it.
Yeah.
Also, get it, Priyanka. Sorry.
Yeah. Also, she's fucking gorgeous.
She is. God damn. Both of you. Good for you.
Yeah. It means I could have been this close.
So fucking close.
So fucking close. Kidding. All right. So that is my Emma.
Okay. I like it. I like it a lot.
Do you?
All right. I also chose someone blonde.
All right.
Now, I think her hair is probably naturally darker than what is shown, like, or how she's presenting it at this point. But I like it blonde. Like, I'm saying it could be like either. It could be dark. It could be light.
I can totally see that. I can totally see her.
I have one more. She was in, I've not seen anything that she was in, but apparently she was in Pretty Little Liars. Sasha Pieterse? I don't know. She's from South Africa. She's from Johannesburg.
She's super cute.
She's very pretty. She was in Pretty Little Liars, and that's kind of like that's what drew me to her.
She looks completely different in that first picture.
Yes.
That you sent me. Yeah.
Right. So the thing is, like, in Pretty Little Liars, in the photos that I saw from that, she is a little, like, she's softer. She's not like a string bean like so many Hollywood actresses are expected to be. She's curvy. She has, like, a little more, she's not fat, but she's got a little more meat on her bones. Like, she looks normal.
Natural.
Okay? She looks
like
fucking normal. Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was looking at, because Emma specifically talks about how she is not, she doesn't have the flat stomach that she used to, and things like that. She also apparently was in Heroes. It says Amanda Strazula. I don't know.
I think I made it through the second season of Heroes.
It says chapters 10 through 15. It looks like she was in.
Oh, fuck me.
So I don't know. I never watched the show. She was in one episode of House, one episode of CSI Miami. So anyway, it also looks like she was in an episode of Modern Family, or at least she was in something with one of the actresses from Modern Family. At any rate, yeah, so that's who. Oh, did I even say her name? Yes, I did. Sasha Pieterse. I don't know, honey. I'm so sorry if you ever listen to this. I'm sure you are a diligent listener of this podcast.
Avid listener.
I am very sorry that I have butchered your name. I did not mean to do it. I promise. Sasha.
I did. Fuck
okay.
You.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
All right. At any rate, she's very pretty. Again, check out our Pinterest for our Spank Naughty lists and our stunt casting. I need to add the Giants manager. Oh, and by the way, I had an exchange via TikTok with someone who went to college with the Giants manager.
Oh, yeah?
She says he's legitimately very nice.
He's nice to look at.
Accurate. There was a picture of the two of them hugging. So they may have been a little more than friends.
I would try to be as much as friends with him as I can and his penis.
Duh. Duh.
Duh. Doy.
There's literally no fucking question here, okay?
Yeah. No fucking doy. Yeah.
No fucking doy. Everyone under the age of 35 is like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know. Is that
They're
super
like,
sad?
and I'm going to turn off this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they did that earlier.
Probably. Yeah. They did.
I'm kidding.
They did. It's
All
fine.
right.
All
We're going
right.
to
Tell
cons?
me who your con is. Con with a K.
Okay. Con with the K. Con with the C. All right. I'm going through a whole bunch of... I have 4 here.
Ooh, yay.
Oh, you mother puss bucket. So this last one, the last one I'm going to send you, I'm only on 2, is what I thought. I saw this and I was like, oh, this is kind of perfect for Give Me All Your Sounds.
Oh.
Give me one more second. Sorry, guys. I know this is exciting radio. I picked Ben Barnes.
He's...
No relation to Bucky Barnes.
No relation. He's easy on the ojos. Where is he from?
He is in that, well, he's in a bunch of stuff, but he was in, he's like the new thing, like the new, like, lust object of, you know, I'm surprised you don't know more about him from the Tiki Talks. But he was Prince Caspian, I believe, in Chronicles of Narnia. He's in that new show, Shadow and Bone. He,
okay.
Yeah, he was Dorian Gray. He was in, he was on the TV show The Punisher. But yeah, he's
His
a nice
IMDb
looking
photo
dude.
is real nice.
He's a good looking man. He's I don't mean, I know that probably, yeah, Jesus Christ. He's only a year younger than me. Oh, well,
There you go.
fantastic.
There you go. He's
but,
English.
He is a Brit, and
Oh my god, his wife is a relationship therapist. Or no, I'm sorry,
What?
his mom is a relationship therapist.
I'm looking to see what else is. He was in that show Westworld. Yeah, I mean, like, I know him from Stardust. He played young Dunstan Thorne. But yeah, so at least he's a good-looking man. That is, and I don't know if Khan is has a beard, but I think he should have one.
I think he very well could.
Yeah, in my mind, he does.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Nothing
Nope.
at all. Nothing.
So tell me
Not
about your
one
con.
single fucking thing.
Nope.
Okay, well, let's discuss my con then.
But did you see the last one though? I can see that.
Yes. Yes.
The 2 of them.
And did you see the comments on the last one that says, what movie is this? And the person responds and says, I believe it's called The Words.
Yes.
Give me your sounds.
Ah, nice. And someone wrote, "Oh, to be her."
Yeah, I know.
I know, right? I wish I was her.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Anyhow.
Fuck.
Anywho,
Okay.
looking up the words.
Trying to fan myself. Okay. All right. This dude. All right. Just gonna send you some pins. I literally Googled like actors with brown eyes. Now this dude, I've not seen him in anything. I might soon. At any rate, this dude's name is Carter Jenkins. Now, his IMDb photo especially. Holy crap. He is actually, his mother is Russian. So that's sort of like, he's Jewish, but his mother is Russian. At any rate, he has been in a lot of things I've never seen. Apparently, he's in TV series that is in post-production right now called Women of the Movement. He was in some movie called After We Fell, which I don't think is the same as that TikTok series that everyone is obsessed with. Oh, no, just kidding. It is the same. But he does not play the main...
Any of the leads. Oh,
he does not play the hero.
Let's use hero loosely on that in that one.
Yeah, let's use hero loosely. He plays Robert, whoever the fuck that is. I have not seen.
I have no idea. I just know
he's Robert in After We Fell. He's in something called The Shadow Diaries, something called Medal of Honor, which is a documentary. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen anything he's been in, but maybe I will.
Sorry, I'm losing my mind.
Easy on the Ojos. Oh, he was in one episode of House, much like everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was on an episode of House.
Yeah. Oh, he was on one episode of Lost.
He was on a show called Viva Laughlin, which was a American version because we can't we can't watch the British version and be cool with it. But they took Viva Blackpool and they made it into a show that lasted, I think, 6 episodes. I don't know. And he's in that. I think he might be like the son or something on that one. He was on
one episode of Scrubs, too. Oh my god, the puppy is laying underneath the table. Mr. Veronica is like, get over here. Straight, like,
he was also on an episode of the Bernie Mac show. But he is really attractive.
He's real attractive.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking it. I also like that his name is Carter.
He's really cute. Yeah, I like the name Carter.
I do too.
One of the books that I read from T.C. Matson, the hero is Carter. And in that book, Carter, the hero, quite literally takes a bullet for the heroine. Oh.
Someone's not happy.
No, but also someone likes to try to chew the carpet.
Wow.
So...
yeah.
Gotta try and break that habit. She's a puppy, so probably will never be broken.
No, guess what? No.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Because every time I come out into my living room, there's just a leftover remnants of destruction.
Yeah, of course.
The
puppies.
Amazon Fire Stick remote is usually the.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've already talked about his other proclivities to steal other things of mine and eat them.
Other like roundish objects, perhaps.
Yeah, cylindrical.
Yep, cylindrical in nature.
Yep. Awesome. Do you have any more, or you just?
No, I just did the 2.
Me too.
Because that was enough for me, I think.
Yeah. All right. So now we move on to what we're reading.
Yeah. What are you reading? You go first.
Okay. So if you guys are interested, I have written a review of this on our website. It's Permanent Ink by E.L. Lewis. I love it. This is the second of the Ink series. I did write a review of Company Ink, which I told her again, E.L., holy crap, you got me loving some characters that I would never normally care for. Y'all know me. You know I'm the historical romance chick. This is a fashionista, 25-year-old, like, kind of acts ditzy. She's really not. I never would have been like, yeah, totally. And it's also a love triangle. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, that's not usually your...
Not my fare.
Right.
Not my usual fare. But I have to say, like, I usually don't read love triangles. But I don't even like movies with love triangles. I just don't. I don't.
Yeah.
But this one was like it's Cassandra Carrington, and the 2 guys that she's kind of going between is Blake and Adrian, and you care about both guys, like. And what I really like about the characters, it is a love triangle, but Cassie is nowhere, like, she is not pitting one of them against each other. She's also, like, she's not flirting with the one that she's not with while she's with the other guy. Like, okay, it's like, she's trying to make them actually kind of get along because she has to work with one of them. So it's this, like, cliffhanger from the first book is that you she gets an offer to work for the guy she rejects in the first book.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I wondered how it was a series of like, because I still have not read the first one. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a year in the future.
Okay.
And you're from the that's the time difference. And in that whole year, she and the guy she ends up with in the first book, they actually have a long distance relationship. Not a normal one. They don't call each other. They don't text each other. They just write each other letters for a whole year while she's going to school. So she gets home and she's got this great job. And they were also not only just like, they were work rivals. And they've been rivals for a long time, like the two guys.
Oh,
So he's got they both have a history with each other. So when she makes her choice at the end, you don't hate the other guy. Like it's amazing to me that she could write it where you actually root for the person that she's not with.
Interesting.
You're like,
yeah, that's rare, I would say.
It's very rare because usually like by the end of it, you're like, I mean, I started seeing the writing on the wall, and I was like, and I thought to myself, actually, in the way I wanted it to go with him, it didn't. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's fine. But the way I wanted it to go was a little different. But that's fine. But I really liked it, so I totally recommend it.
All right, I'm into that. Mm-hmm. I did say I will read it at one point. It's just,
you would like it. Like it's and it's also a new adult book, which I'm not. I mean, they're all 25 years old or something like that. So
yeah, that's not usually either one of our like bread and butter, but
no,
something that we'd probably. It's not that I'm totally against it all the time. It's just that, like, sometimes, I don't like to read about, like, the immature bullshit.
Right. Like, I shouldn't say it's new adult because she's out of college. They're both out. I mean, she was in a grad school program. The other ones have, like, both men were lawyers. So, but, I mean, like what I'm saying. Like, I do like contemporary romance, but my druthers are with the historical romance.
My druthers.
I'd rather have that.
Literally, the fact that you said my druthers are with the historical romance is like, yes, obviously, darling.
I'm a fucking nerd. It's fine.
It's okay. We love you in particular because of that.
Mm-hmm.
In particular.
What about you, baby?
So, I recently, Jolie Vines, who I believe I've recommended once before.
I believe so.
She had a standalone military romance that I recommended a while back. Mm-hmm. But she on TikTok had released or had made free like her entire Wild Scots series. And
yeah, you said that to me.
Of course I fucking did. So it was all free. I downloaded like I think it's like a 5-book series or some shit. I just downloaded the whole thing because I was like, it's all free. I know that at some point I'm going to read it anyway. Like it'll just be there for me, right? So I went ahead and read Hard Knocks, which is the first book in the series.
Mm-hmm. How hard is it? How hard is it?
Real hard. First of all,
you're like, I'm gonna play that game.
His name is Lennox, so that's like where
Lennox Lewis, yes,
where Hard Knocks comes from. At any rate, so he is Scottish. I believe she's English. I could be wrong about that. But regardless, he's hot. Anyway,
I wish everybody could see your face when you did that because you look like you're like looking for Mr. Veronica when you said that.
I was. He's in the other room. At one point, I said, actually, in that TikTok exchange about the Giants manager, I said to the person, she's an author, she's a romance author. I was like, I'm sure my husband is sick of hearing me talk about him. And she goes, do you talk about him with your friends, not with your husband? And I was like, listen, I said, I have a podcast dedicated to talking about book boyfriends. Okay. He's stuck here. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
And then he has to hear you talk about Kevin, whatever his name is.
Talk about fucking Kevin Stefanski? Yeah.
Yeah, I can never want to call him Stefanski, and that's not his name.
I don't know what to tell you. This is just where we are.
This is how we.
He loves me.
This is how we be.
He loves me for me, which is more
Just
than
like
I could really
LFO.
Ask for. Yes, exactly. Love
No,
you,
that's
Mr.
not LFO.
Veronica. God, I'm so
He loves
sorry.
me for me. Yeah.
He swears he's not going anywhere. Also, I may have threatened bodily injury if he did. So, anywho, for legal reasons, that was a joke.
This is all satire, guys.
It's a joke.
week.
I'm a pacifist.
This
This week.
we don't know.
This week. He's seriously.
Around and find out.
He's seriously like the most patient person. I swear
He
to God.
is. He is.
Anywho,
He's a lovely gentleman.
He really is. So, anywho, Hard Knocks by Jolie Vines. It's the first in the Wild Scott series. What it is like
associate her with murder. It's fine.
It's sort of like it's got like enemies to lovers elements, but also friends to lovers. Like and also best friends brother kind of deal. Like
Wow.
it's so what it is like I think they knew each other. So her brother, the heroine's name is Isabel. Her brother is friends with Knox. And then they went into the military together. So maybe they must be Scottish also. So they went into the military together, and it's been 4 or 5 years or whatever, and they're both coming out of the military and like reuniting. Mm-hmm. So
Feels
she
good.
had like, they had like a minorly contentious relationship prior.
Okay.
I think they're maybe 2 years apart. So she was 16 like when he left for the military. I think that probably would put the boys at 18. And now he's back. So she's, what is that, 21 or something? And he's like 23. So in a way, it's sort of new adult, but it doesn't feel like that. It really doesn't feel like that. She, if you want like disability awareness, she has a severe learning disability. That he finds out about, but is something that she just doesn't really talk about. It was difficult for her to get through school. She chose not to attend university, largely in part because of it. She's a badass. She races cars.
Nice.
And like old cars, and is a mechanic, is a very gifted mechanic.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. No, they're really like, it was fun and different because the two of them are different. Like, I don't know, they're just kind of different characters. She was really cool. And also, I don't know if they're both headstrong, but like fun. I really like them both.
Oh,
so,
yay.
anyway, I'm looking forward to the next installments in the series. I assume they're all like related, that we'll get one about her brother. Actually, the next one is about her best friend, who I think the hero is one of his friends from the military.
So this all takes place in England?
In Scotland. Yeah, in Scotland.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's fun,
Well, that's
too.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but they do travel to France, so the south of France at one point, for a race for her.
Huh.
Yeah. It's cool.
Cool.
I mean, you know how it is. Like, it's easy to travel all over Europe, you know?
Yeah. Because everything's so close.
Yeah. I saw like a super off topic, but I saw something recently that was like, to demonstrate just how big the continent of Africa is. It put like a shit ton of countries inside of Africa.
Yeah.
Including the entire United States.
Yeah.
And then a ton of other countries. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. When you think about England and Ireland and Scotland and Wales, it's like, you throw that, I mean, that's...
It's like Texas.
Like
right? Like,
yeah.
Like,
not even that. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And population. I mean, even population of Canada as opposed to United States.
Oh, yeah,
is
sure.
Like, we are very populated. I mean, most of the population of Canada is probably bears and elk.
Oh, man, that sounds kind of nice,
moose.
though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Moose are mean. Anywho,
Yeah, they are.
What's
you
in
don't
your
find
earballs?
Oh, you know what? Honestly, I've just been listening to a lot of Knowledge Fight lately. I've been catching up.
In that same vein, I'm going to recommend Behind the Bastards.
I saw that in the show notes.
Yes, which my gateway drug to that was Knowledge Fight, and that Knowledge Fight was going to be on Behind the Bastards.
Oh, right, yeah.
They're on for... So he had a 3-part... His name's Robert Evans. He's a journalist. And he brings on comedians to, like, kind of talk at them about... Like, kind of teach them... Kind of what Knowledge Fight does is where Jordan doesn't know as much... Dan knows a lot about Alex Jones and Jordan doesn't. Same sort of thing. Like...
I love it.
Robert's, researches... And it's runs the gamut. Like, they were just listening to one the other day. It was about Hitler... Does Hitler fuck? Or did Hitler fuck?
Wasn't he
and
married?
It was like, no. He and Eva Braun were.
They weren't
married. No.
Okay.
No, but it's like pretty much came to the conclusion that every like rumor about Hitler's sex life probably is right at some point. Has a kernel of truth. I mean, his mother was his. What do you call him? His uncle father, because his father, totally did it with his niece, his own niece, not his wife's niece, his niece.
Okay, so literal incest.
Yep, product of it. Yep.
Oh.
But those things, and he'll bring somebody on, and it's usually comedian, so it's funny, But I listened to he had a 3-part about Alex Jones, and it was fantastic because that's where I got that's why I heard about the chili. About how he couldn't remember his kids' teachers because he had that whole big
but they
chili
talked
for
about
lunch.
that in that recent episode where they interviewed the lawyer.
Yes. Yeah. Because he brought it back up because he wasn't part of the that was the custody hearings.
Yeah, right.
That they brought up but he brought it up on the deposition. Was like, did you have any chili today? Yeah, and so then he brought in. Dan and Jordan to talk about our buddies. I call them our buddies. Like, they have no idea who we are, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. We plug them so hard. We
really
do.
She
said. We do. And they brought them in to talk about...
The research is so good. That's really the thing.
I know.
Like,
and that's what I liked about this
podcast.
show, too, is, like, it's usually not just one part. He'll do, like, 3... Hitler fucking was two parts. So...
As it should be. I mean, I think it's also super important to discuss all this shit.
Well, yes, but like those are the things that that's one person. One person needs to hear that and believe it.
Yeah,
and it spreads. So as long as you're getting the truth, and I think that he's doing God's work there with like doing the research and getting that stuff out. And I think we need more podcasts like that. So that's why I'm recommending this one.
Girl, I'm with you.
Because we still got to talk about our lineup. What's happening? Coming up.
What is happening? Okay, so coming up. That's what she said. Mr. Veronica's probably in the other room like, what the fuck are you doing? All right, so coming up, we actually, you know what? We need to choose a book for November 2nd. Do you want to spin the wheel?
No, wait. No.
We're doing the South African ARC on the 16th, and then Lee is joining us, her red, white, and royal blue on the 30th.
Oh, shit.
So, like, we don't have anything for next week.
I don't think I'm ready for this because I don't think I have the wheel picker up thing out. I know.
We are.
Oh, yes,
prepared.
I do. I do have it. I just got to pull up so I'm going to tell you. I'm going to spin the wheel. Fuck me. No, I can't because the wheel picker is not.
You know what? Can I pick something that I've wanted to read for a long time?
Yeah.
I want to read The Stopover from T.L. Swan.
Sure, sounds great.
Because
I have no idea what it's about.
Everyone on the fucking TikTok is obsessed. And I frankly just want to see what the goddamn fuss is about.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, so our next book is going to be The Stopover from T.L. Swan, because I have wanted to read this for an eternity, mostly because everyone on TikTok is obsessed with T.L. Swan, and like this is one of like the quintessential ones, I guess. So I'm excited about it because I've wanted to read this for a long time.
Yay!
It's the first in a series. It's the Miles High Club's book 1. Yeah. Yay.
Are we doing... We're not doing any page to screen. Well, first, so our next thing is page to screen on the end of the month, correct?
Yeah. Are we doing Warm Bodies?
We are.
Yeah. So the next book will be The Stopover. And then we will do Warm Bodies will be our page to screen on October 26th, I think is what that works out to be.
Oh, okay. So we're going to do one...
Yeah, so next week, I guess,
next
right?
week. Oh, okay.
For spooky season. So we'll do Warm Bodies for spooky season on October 26th, and then our next book will be The Stopover, and that'll come out on November 2nd.
Awesome.
That makes sense, everybody?
And we have some fun stuff coming up, yeah?
Yeah. And then the rest of November, the 16th, we'll have... I forget the name of the book, but it's an ARC. Do you have it handy?
Yeah. Just keep talking. I'll find it.
On the 30th, November 30th, we will have Lee back. If you remember Lee from episode 11, Boyfriend Material, we are going to read Red, White, and Royal Blue, which everyone has read except for the 3 of us. But I'm really looking forward to it. He already started it. I have not. You have not. But we're looking forward to that. And then in December, we are going to do probably one Hanukkah book and one Christmas book.
Mm-hmm. And we will have a guest on the Christmas book.
Yes, we will have a guest on the Christmas book, Charlotte. Now, she was supposed to be on earlier in the year and just like life got crazy. So we ended up moving that around. So Charlotte will be here. We'll have a guest in November. We'll have a guest in December. January, we will probably also have a guest. We're hoping in January. We're trying to plan that out, that we will have a guest. In February, we're going to do Black authors only for Black Heritage Month.
So the book that we were trying to figure out, it's And They Lived Happily Ever After by Therese Bahari. And she is an acclaimed South African author. And this is a hashtag Own Voices rom-com.
Yay!
Yeah. I'm really super excited about this book.
It's an Own Voices excited. One? That's like Always Only You. Is an Own Voices book.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's the one with the heroine with rheumatoid arthritis and the hockey player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's about magic. I like that.
Oh, I like it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, my dear.
Yes.
We should probably let these people go.
You really should.
Yeah. How do we sign off on this thing? Oh, let's just say everyone sponsor us. Home Depot sponsor us.
Safe Light.
Safe Light. Adam and Eve. Passion Flicks. We've probably given up on you, but we still love you. Yep.
Well, maybe in December we'll do a Passion Flicks, because they do Christmas shorts usually.
Yeah.
So
the look.
They're
really pushing that one. I don't want to watch. Anyhow, I'm not going to say the name of it.
How do we end this thing?
In the most annoying way possible.
Perfect. Bye!
Bye! You don't want me to keep going. I'm going to keep going.
Oh my god, the puppy is like, what the fuck, you guys? What the actual fuck? She's fine. She's already
Luna,
asleep again.
still asleep.
Luna's like, I'm used to this bullshit. I'm a veteran.
Luna's like, I'm still snoring. What are you talking about? She was snoring so loud during one of my Zoom calls this week. I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. My dog is snoring so loud. They're like, is that what that sound is? I'm like, yes, my dog, okay.